least it's not dark outside like my last show. Yes, don't judge me. I have virtually trashed my Ugg boots because I wear them down to the stables all the time. Had a good little sleep. Let's sort you out. Yeah, I'll give you some food. There you go. I had the worst sleep last night. This is going to be an interesting one today. My stomach does not feel ideal. Alright, I need to finish getting dressed. I realised this year, well I mean it's only the second show vlog, but I'm just not good at doing the intros for some reason. I think it's because I'm starting them a bit differently this year. Anyway, and I can't really film an intro because it just won't work to go at the start now. So I'm just going to explain what's happening today now. So, I mean, from the title you already know I'm competing. Wet grass, probably shouldn't have worn these shoes. Be smart how you step, Talisha. Yeah, so today we are going to Camden Dressage. So this is our second comp of the year, first dressage comp of the year. And also, oh no, my shoes are wet now. And also Bambi's second dressage competition ever. That was not a good hiccup. Wow. Okay, sorry, just felt my breakfast coming up. That's too much information, but you're welcome. My feet are wet. Why do I always choose to wear runners when the grass is dewy? We're going to Camden Dressage today, and we are doing 2 prelims and a novice test. So we're doing the 1B, the 1C, and then the 2B. Now the 2B is the only official. Bambi. The 2 prelims are not, unfortunately. Alright, Bams, come here. The only official one is, the novice. Oh, where are we going? Yeah, and if you did watch my last show vlog, you will, well, sorry, if you did watch our first time doing a dressage comp, you will know that Bambi's first time in a dressage arena, she left the arena. She jumped out. And then we got through the second test, but yeah. If we stay in the arena today and ride a relaxed test, that's the thing that we didn't have last time. We just didn't have much relaxation. She was very tense, which was understandable, of course. So yeah, that's all we are really aiming for today. An improvement from last time, virtually, which just means not getting eliminated in any of our tests, hopefully, and writing some relaxed tests, because if she was relaxed, because as soon as she relaxes, she will score much better. When she goes around a test really tense, the scores will reflect that. Mind you, she scored pretty well last time, and she actually, come on Willow, and she actually still got a second place in the test that we completed, sorry, and she would have placed if we didn't leave the arena in the first one, but hey, she's a baby, so we'll take what we can get. Let's hope we don't have the issues with the float like last time. Mind you, she'll get on. But last time, when we were going back home, she refused to get on the float. And it took about 5 people to help us get her on. When Bambi says no, she really says no. It's a mare thing. Bless, I wouldn't change it for the world. I love my mares. And I love her. Okay, my feet are very wet. Mummy is not going to be happy with me because I do this every time. Why did you wear those shoes, Talisha? Your feet always get wet in those, Talisha. Yes, mother, I know. Now, she was not the best, considering she normally gets on the float straight away, but she wasn't anywhere near as bad as last time. Only took me 5 minutes or so. Progress. Okay, here is the first test of the day, which was the 1B. Now, you're going to have to excuse my voice. I am a little bit sick. Whoop, yeah, we literally fell into that hold. Scored a lovely 5.5 for that. Cool, great start. Now, I went into this test in the warm-up feeling really nice, and then I went in and as soon as I got outside the arena, she was just like too much impulsion. So I spent my time before my bell rang to go into the ring doing a lot of stopping and starting, just like trot, halt, just to really get her to respond to my half halt and my halts. So I do a whole final discussion about all 3 tests at the very end of this video, and that was before I even watched the footage, so I do recommend watching that. But obviously what you are hearing now is what my thoughts are watching it. Now, looking back after watching them, I do believe this was my best test. It also scored the best. This test scored a 68%, and we got second place at a big field. Only missed out on first place by less than 1%. But this test did not feel as good as I believe it looked. Her transitions were all lovely. She just, to me, felt like she was kind of getting away from me a bit, which is funny because when I watch this, it does not look like that one bit. It doesn't look like she's really, really wanting to go forward. Doesn't look like I'm holding her back. But in the trot work, I just felt like she wanted to go a million miles an hour. And the canter felt a lot more controlled. She can be still lower in that frame. We are working on it. She naturally likes to keep her head a bit higher. But for these lower levels, here's our long rein trot. She does this so well. I even got a comment from the judge saying that it was brave. And it scored quite well. But yeah, so for the prelim novice levels and even kind of elementary, not quite as much, but prelim novice, her frame needs to be a bit lower than it is. It's something we are improving on every time, but of course when we go to a competition environment, it comes up a little bit just because of the fact that we're in a new environment inside this little dressage arena setup, which is not something that we have at home. So we don't even have an arena. She only goes in arena for lessons. And it's never something like this kind of setup. It's just an indoor arena. But sorry about that. But yeah, so she is getting a lot more relaxed in her walks. She still has so much more in the walks. In this test, she really lacked showing off how nice her walk is because she naturally has a really, really beautiful walk. She is a bit above the bit there. Just need that pole a bit lower. Lower. It's still too high for this lower level. But no, it was a really sweet test, and this is just honestly me being picky. I've got to keep in mind, she is just a freshly 6-year-old horse. She was broken in when she was 4, and a late 4-year-old at that, and then very in and out of work until I bought her, and then she was out injured a lot of the time in 2020. So for the education and miles she actually has under her, this was a super little test. I'm just so proud of how well she's going. This was a massive improvement from our first time we competed in dressage. It was a massive improvement. I was so happy coming out of this test. I just was like, the improvement is ridiculous. I couldn't have asked her to go around any better than she did for where she is at education-wise and experience at competition-wise. I was very, very happy. And her transitions were, quite neat. Yeah. So here we come up on the center line. Lovely forward trot. She has plenty of impulsion, this horse, which is a lovely thing to have. It's not something I ever had on Jep. Lovely halt. Beautiful. Impulsion was always something I lacked on Jep, and Bambi just has so much of it. She's so willing to go forward. It's such a nice change.
So here is our 2B. This is at a slightly different angle, unfortunately, so it's not quite as easy to see. But I was incredibly happy with this test. Last time, aka the first time we did compete in dressage, I had done a novice, and I came out of it. Sorry, before I go into that, I need to push more for these lengthens. I played my lengthens very, very safe because last time we fell into canter, and I just wanted to play it really safe. But since then, I had a lesson, and we really focused on our lengthens, and my coach really helped me with them, and I will be pushing it next time. Here's our first leg yield. She's leading with the shoulder quite a bit, but they're getting there. And then, yes, so I forgot what I was saying before. I'm so bad at losing track. I get a bit more lengthen out on this side. Still not very much at all. She's got so much lengthen in her as well. My coach literally calls her a Maserati. When I don't get enough lengthen on her, he says, Talisha, you're literally on a Maserati and you're riding her. Oops, sorry. You're riding her like a Mazda. Like, what are you doing? I love it. This, her second leg yield, much better. She does lead with the shoulders towards the end of it, but it was a much nicer leg yield. Yes. So, I completely forgot what I was saying before. Her walk was a lot better in this test. Still not as good as she can do. She has so much more in that walk, but her long range walk was really nice as well. She scored this. She got an 8 for this long range walk actually, because she had a lovely big over track and she was actually stretching down at times a little bit. Yeah. So and then oh, that's what I was going to say before. Sorry, I'm useless. When I did the novice at the last Camden dressage, which was her first time competing in dressage, I felt like the arena was just too small, you know, like it just felt like she couldn't do everything in that small area. I felt quite like I threw her in the deep end, and I was like, maybe she's not ready to do a novice. And watching the video back, it didn't look as bad. Like, this is last time, this isn't today. But this today, I was like, wow, this felt awesome. Like, her corners, everything, her tight 15 meter circles, so much better. She did not struggle at all around the arena, where she did last time. But this time, it was easy for her. She was taking the corners like they were nothing. It was lovely. Our 15 meter circles do still need a bit of work. I think they could be a bit more balanced. Let's see what this one's like. This one's not too bad. This one's quite nice actually, but she just kind of loses it in her frame a bit. Then we have our length and canter. Again, I didn't do much of that. I didn't really show much length, and she has so much in her, but I was playing it quite safe. I just wanted to do a correct test, and I still showed lengthen, but it wasn't as much as I know that she can give, but I just wanted to do a neat, correct test. Now we have our long rein trot. She does this so well. She loves stretching down. Now, unfortunately, my third and final test, my camera actually ran out of room, so I do not have it recorded, which is a shame because I actually thought it was my best test. However, listen to the very end and you'll hear the judges' comments on it and how I felt about the test. It is a shame that I can't watch it back because I don't know if my feelings towards it were correct. But anyway, it's worth listening to how I went in it and the scores and the judges' results and stuff like that. As you can see, I was very pleased with this test. I was so proud of her. Proud as punch. I didn't think she could have done any better for where she's at currently with her education. She was just an absolute superstar, thanking the judge. Yeah, so proud of her.
So, I'm home and we'll do my little quick debrief. I have not watched any of my tests back yet, so everything I'm going off is also just going to be off my feeling. Now, first test of the day was the prelim 1B, and honestly, I was very shocked with the score of this test, especially because I thought it was my worst of the day. As I said, haven't watched them back. This is just going by feeling. But like the more I compete, baby, I start to learn more and more about how I think I should be warming her up, and I honestly felt like I needed to give her a longer warm-up than I did today. Mostly in my warm-ups I do a lot of walking with her, and she was pretty nice and where I wanted her in my warm-up, but then we get in the ring and she's just got all this energy. So I don't know how much was filmed of my first test, but when I did get, before actually going in the ring, I would trot, halt, because I felt her just trying to get away from me a little bit. But anyway, the first test went, I was really happy with the first test personally, because it was a massive improvement from last time. I was really happy with this one, like considering this is her second time doing dressage and the first ever test she did, she left the arena. I was very impressed, and this score was quite amazing. So I actually got a 68.04 for the first test of the day, which was amazing, with some great scores. Mostly we've got some 7.5s, mostly ranging between 6.5 to 7.5. A lot of 7s, mostly 7s with a few 7.5s too, which was nice. She got a 7.5 for her paces. Impulsion was a 7. Submission, which is willing to cooperate, harmony, attention and confidence, acceptance of the bit, age, straightness, lightness of the forehand and ease of movements. 6.5, understandable, she's green. And we do have some moments I felt like this test she was the least relaxed in, and for my position I got a 7, and the comment from the judge was really lovely. It was lovely rhythm and ground covering, trot with elastic steps, huge potential for higher classes here, great test today, well done. So that was really, really nice. And we came second. It was so annoying. We were sitting in first for so long, and then right at the end we got beaten by 0.9%, so not even a full percent. But I was still nonetheless really, really happy, and it was a big class as well. I didn't even know my score, and shout out to Iz. My friend Izzy sent me a text and was like, oh my god, your score for the prelim, congratulations, it's so good. I was like, what? I didn't even know there was online scoring. Anyway, I called her, I was like, what do you mean, what's my score? She's like, oh, it was 68%, and your novice is out too. I was like, what? She's like, your novice is really good as well. I was like, what the hell? What? So thanks Iz for that. That was a really nice surprise to come back straight after my novice and see a text congratulating me on a score that I didn't even know I had yet. So that was a really nice surprise. And then we move on to the novice. So the novice was the only official one of the day, which is a shame, because if this had been official it would have been a qualifying score, because its qualifying score for prelim and novice is 68% for horses. For when I did ponies, obviously on Jeff, it was only 65%. It was a lot more easily achieved, but for horses it is higher. So for novice, I was so happy with this test. I came out of it and I said to mum and dad, I don't think I could have expected any more from her for where she's at currently. Like, obviously that I knew there was heaps and heaps of things we needed to work on, but for where she is currently education wise and just experience wise and test riding wise, I was so pleased. And the improvement personally for me, comparing her to the 1B to the novice, was massive. I felt like she just improved with her test riding confidence so much. She felt like she was riding the corners much better, and I mean I was probably also riding her better. Hi Charlie, are you joining? Yeah, hi. So I was just so happy with that, and the judge really liked her walk. I mean, Bambi has a super walk, and she also really liked her trot, which everyone seems to. She scored a whopping 8 for her free walk on a long rein. Pretty good, and a 7 for her medium walk. My coach will be happy because he always tells me, Talisha, this horse has a magnificent walk. There is no reason she shouldn't be getting at least an 8 for her walk. So we've got an 8 for a walk. Just need to get them higher. But yeah, mostly 7s, 6.5s with that cute little 8. And this judge wrote something really nice as well. Good natural paces showing elastic trot, long over track in walk. Showed a lovely frame at times, but in general could be more engaged and into the bridle. Again, things we know, she's green, she's young and inexperienced. So all positives. And, oh sorry, my percent for that was 66%. So that is her first official novice that she's done as well. She's only ever competed novice once before, which was also with me. And she left the arena. So that is honestly so good. 66% for her first completed novice and first official novice. So happy. And she got first. She actually was the winner by a lot. Like, there was not a small gap between me and second place, which was lovely. So a nice blue for our first novice completed. And then the final test of the day, I was kind of a bit funny about, because I felt personally that this was our best test of the day. I do probably think I let her go a little bit too much, because she was so relaxed. This was the most relaxed test she did, but unfortunately, like, I thought the score was going to be matching the other prelim, but it wasn't. So this one was mostly, there's a couple 7s in there. There's actually quite a few 7s in there, which is nice. We got a 5.5 for one of our serpentines. Needs to be straighter over the center line. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and then she lost her footing. Oh yeah, she tripped a little bit. I was like, what the heck? And that's double marks as well. So that's probably honestly what let us down quite a bit. And then her second serpentine, she got a 6 for, which is average considering they're double marks. Needs to be straighter. Okay, so that's more of how I'm riding her through the center lines. A couple 7s. Apparently the walk was a little rushed. Rhythm changed slightly, not as straight as it could be in the long rein walk. That's unfortunate. As again, walks double marks. Yeah, and then, I mean, she still got a 7 for her paces. She got 6.5 for impulsion, 6.5 for submission, and I got a 7.5 for my position. Good comments. I love getting lots of comments from judges. Lovely cadence at times, but still a bit wobbly in moments. Up and down transitions are a little rushed at times, so this may interrupt with the balance. Lovely potential and lovely to watch. Well done. So, I mean, I don't know, and this was the same judge as my first prelim, so that's kind of why I thought that it would score similar. Sorry, again, my percentage was 65% and we got 3rd. Still really good, like, don't get me wrong, but I just came out of that test feeling like it was my best one of the day, and it placed and scored the worst. It is what it is, though. And I do understand, I do definitely get what she meant about some of the transitions. The transitions were definitely smoother in the other 2 tests. There was a really dodgy transition right in front of the judge's car as well, which did not help. But I felt like she was really relaxed. Maybe I let her rush a little bit. I didn't think I did, but anyway, that's still really good and still a good score. So, yeah, I'm really happy with her. But yeah, a big thing we need to work on to get, which I have been working on a lot lately. Oh, our last centre line there got 7. But it's our centre lines and halts, because I got a lot of 5.5s for my enter in working trot, halt, salute, proceed in working trot. It was fun. I had a good time. I'm really proud of her. And yeah, I'm keen for our clinic next weekend. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.